This is a helicopter feed. We have just gotten into the 11 Alive streaming center of a fire. This is near PDK. This is near PDK here, the small airport there. You're looking at a big plume of smoke pretty close to the highway there. This helicopter feed's moving a little bit all over the place here, so hopefully they're going to focus in on the flames in front of them. But you see from a distance here what appears to be at least one, maybe several tractor trailers that look to be parked on fire right now. And this camera shot was zoomed in a little closer. You could see several jets of water working to put out those flames. This again is a developing situation here. You look at that right now, you see at least 1, 2, 3 jets of water working to put the fire out here. Hoping that helicopter gets back on the fire there and moves away from the signage that's not connected to what's going on over there. But again, to recap, this is a developing situation. We're seeing some flames currently burning near DeKalb Peachtree Airport, PDK, a smaller airport here in the metro area. We're going to continue to monitor this. We're working, our newsroom is, to gather more information. At this point, guys, we don't have anything from the fire department there or from the airport. Let's see if we can perhaps bring that helicopter shot back up. I think we can see the flames once again there. You see that it looks like 1, 2, 3 at least big rig trucks there. 1, 2, 3 jets of water working to put it out. No word on the cause at this point. No word on whether any injuries are associated with this. Certainly hope there are not. This is still, we're watching this develop as we are in real time right now. You see that active response. At this point, it looks to be contained to those few vehicles and maybe a little, perhaps in the far distance there, a modular work site or perhaps a trailer that doesn't have the cab attached to it in the front there. But if you look at this larger parking area here, no other sites of any sparks or flames or anything on fire at other locations on the scene, on the ground right now, which, and again, working off of very limited information, really only going off of what we can see from this aerial vantage point right now. That at least is a good sign. What you don't want to see is multiple areas of focus for the first responders, the firefighters there on the site. Let's zoom in here, see if we can get a closer look now. And even just in the time that we've been on here, that smoke is still burning black. As it gets more under control, it'll start to burn white. At this point, still involved. But even in the few moments, the few minutes that we've been on this shot, you can see a difference. When we first came to this helicopter view, you could see that really, really obvious plume of black smoke, but also the fire at the core of it that was generating that smoke. That fire has gone down noticeably since we have been watching this. And we're getting some new information here as well. A little bit of an update on the location of this fire. It is not exactly, this is an update here, we want to be clear. If you're trying to situate where this is in South DeKalb County. A lot of trucking companies work in that area, as you can see from this helicopter image. A number of trucks, big rigs parked in this area. It looks like some kind of work sites as well. If you look in the lower bottom hand corner of your screen there, you can't see it now, but there's a bit of a modular office that looks to be close to where these tractor trailers are parked. And we're watching these flames get knocked down now as well. We're getting more information. Captain Jason Daniels says first responders were called to the scene at about 12:37 in the afternoon. Said 2 trailers caught fire. No injuries have been reported. Fires outside of a business. So the address here we're now getting is 4145 Bonsall Road. Again, that is 4145 Bonsall Road, the scene of this fire. You are watching in real time as firefighters work to extinguish it. That information comes from Captain Jason Daniels with the DeKalb County Fire Department. You look now, there may be, as firefighters continue to attack this, continue to attack the flames here. You see the police cruiser there blocking any potential traffic back to that parking lot right now. But as you were watching the scene there where the fire was, you could see perhaps, and I'm hoping this camera will move out so we can see the flames a bit. The worry, of course, is that any of this will spread. And as you look at the back of one of these trailers that we'll hopefully be able to see in a moment, perhaps there is a little bit of a flame that has moved to one of those trees that was immediately behind one of those trailers. I'm hoping we can move this camera back at some point so we can see that. What we definitely did see there was the firefighters on the scene had initially been attacking the trailers that were on fire. They seem to be now spraying a lot of water on the tree line. There you go. You see they're now hosing down the tree line as well as the trailer there, creating effectively a buffer zone, a perimeter of area that has been covered and has been attacked and dealt with. You see another little, if you look at the left-hand side of your screen there, behind another trailer, a little bit of a flame burning in the back on the left-hand side of your screen there. That trailer in the center of your screen, and again, we're only going off of what we know at this point, but looks, well, I don't want to say it. It's hard to say. It looks like it may have been a trailer of a different type than your typical boxy trailer that you see in the majority of this parking lot here. But we're going to wait for official confirmation on exactly the cause of this fire and what may have been contained inside of these trailers as you watch these firefighters continue to work to contain this fire, knock it down where it originated, and of course also prevent it from spreading. As you look at this wide aerial shot, you can see that this location, which is in South DeKalb County, 4145 Bonsall Road, is in the middle of a big, effectively you want to call it an industrial area. You see a lot of trucking companies in this area and certainly a lot of trucks and tractor trailers present nearby, close to where this fire scene is located. So Bonsall Road, if you're not familiar, it is off of Moreland Avenue. It's in Conley, Georgia. And again, you see that this is a spot where there's a lot of trucking industry concentrated. This fire, if you're just joining us now, you're watching DeKalb County firefighters work to put out several fires that sparked at 4145 Bonsall Road in DeKalb County. It's in Conley. It's close to Moreland Avenue. According to Captain Jason Daniels with DeKalb Fire, firefighters were called around 12:37 this afternoon. So just in the last 45 minutes, according to him, according to Captain Daniels with the DeKalb Fire Department, 2 trailers caught on fire. Perhaps it may be up to 3 at this point as we look at this live image over the scene as firefighters continue to work to totally knock down these flames. Importantly, no injuries have been reported. The fire is outside of a business. It's in an area where there is a lot of trucking industry concentrated. We're looking at a close shot for the first time of this trailer that's in the middle of these 3. It looks to be the kind of container that may house liquid, may house fuels. You see them on the highway as they're going by. There's a traditional kind of more boxy type of trailer that looks like what you're seeing on the right-hand side of your screen. And then there's another type that often carries fuel or dairy products, other liquids. That center trailer looks like it may have been one of those containers. We don't know for sure, but as your mind naturally wanders to what may have started this and what may be the fuel of these fires, that is something certainly we'll be watching for, and I know that the firefighters, once they get this under control, will be working to figure out as well. If you've been with us, we've been following this situation for the last 15 or 20 minutes at this point, and in the time we've been here, you can see how quickly those DeKalb firefighters have attacked this fire and really made a lot of progress in knocking it down. When we first got here, When we first got here, you could see a big tower of flames coming up from the scene, a big black plume of smoke. Firefighters talk about a fire burning dirty. That's what a black plume of smoke indicates. I mean, it indicates that there's active fire happening there. As it gets more under control, typically it starts to burn with a lighter color of smoke. You see that now, this white-gray smoke, and you can see clearly in this picture right here the damage done. That trailer on the bottom right-hand side of your screen effectively entirely burned out. If it's a home, you'd say almost down to the studs. The middle trailer there, the middle container, looks as though half of it is almost entirely charred away. And then there's that third trailer on the left-hand side of your screen, not as damaged, but you see a firefighter, as we speak, working to put out that little flashpoint that began to burn. We saw it a few moments ago on the back right-hand side of that trailer, and that now appears to be extinguished as well. We're getting more information now just on the broad visibility of the scene here. We're getting reports into the 11 Alive newsroom now that people can see smoke from the Atlanta airport, or at least they could earlier today. That was almost certainly a result of what was happening here in South DeKalb County. If you are watching, if you're wondering, and naturally anytime you see a big plume of smoke like that, particularly from the airport or in the area of the airport, you worry about a worst-case scenario. What we can report right now is that is not the case. The genesis of that smoke you're likely seeing from the airport is this scene on your screen right now. It's at 4145 Bonsall Road. It's an industrial area in South DeKalb County, center for a lot of trucking businesses there. It's in Conley, Georgia. And you're watching firefighters with DeKalb County Fire continue to fully knock down these flames that, according to Captain Jason Daniels with the fire department, started with 2 trailers that caught fire. Importantly, no injuries have been reported. And in the 20 or maybe 30 minutes at this point we've been following this, you've seen just how much progress the firefighters on the ground have made there in containing these flames. And you can see from the posture of the firefighters there on the ground as well. When we first got on scene, multiple hoses were in use, multiple jets of water were being used to attack the flames and all of these trailers and try to keep the flames from jumping to those trees right behind the trailers. Now you see maybe 1, maybe 2, at least that we can see visibly from the air, hoses still in use. The flames are not visible anymore. That black smoke, that big plume we saw earlier, it has now turned gray, indicating, as we can see with our own naked eye, that those flames are well on their way to being fully extinguished. A situation that certainly is frightening, certainly frightening if you're looking at the Atlanta skyline, as some viewers say they did earlier today, and were able to see plumes of smoke all the way from the Atlanta airport. That situation in South DeKalb County was almost certainly the genesis of that. And I suspect as well, when people are calling in saying they can see the plumes from the airport, what they mean is they were in the vicinity of the airport and looking outward from the airport at the skyline. They could see this big plume of smoke. I think we can put that back up on screen here. That is major progress from what this looked like just half an hour ago when we first took this helicopter shot and were able to watch as the first responders with the DeKalb Fire Service in real time attacked this fire, knocked it down, and appeared to have prevented it from meaningfully spreading. Obviously, it looks at least 3, probably 4 trailers were impacted by the flames. It does not look like those flames were allowed to spread past that tree line into that large building you see kind of in the middle of your screen right there. That is certainly going to be welcome news for the businesses in this area. Again, you're looking at 4145 Bonsall Road. It's a hub of trucking businesses in South DeKalb County, as you might imagine, as you look at this wide shot here. Lots and lots of parking lots, lots and lots of tractor trailers, the rigs that carry the trailers, and some small sort of modular, likely office buildings. You see in the right-hand side of your screen there, a lot of business and a lot of industry concentrated in this area. A number of people as well, too, who work here. DeKalb Fire confirming no injuries have been reported. They've been working on this fire call at this point for about 50 minutes, according to Captain Jason Daniels with the fire service there in DeKalb County. The call first came in at 12:37 p.m., so still not even 60 minutes from the time of the call to the result that you are seeing on your screen right now. A major change in the visible impact of these flames just in the time that we've been watching it here. DeKalb Fire working to quickly knock down those flames.